still bass there. There's still bass, it's still in there. Let's try and do this, see what this does. It's still a sound. How does that work? It's still a sound. It's still a workable guitar tone. Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. It has been a while. It's been a long time. I'm sorry I haven't made any videos for quite a while. It must have been last year that I made a video. Absolutely shameful. Anyway, I'm back now, so hello. And I've returned as Kemper have released quite a fun little thing called liquid profiling. So for anyone who's not aware of what liquid profiling is essentially a really cool mixture. So Kemper, for anyone who doesn't know, they make profiling amps. It's not quite the same as an Axe Effects or Helix. I would kind of say the Quad Cortex, but the Quad Cortex can also profile, so maybe not so much the Quad Cortex. Kemper profiling amp is a profiling amp rather than a modeling amp. But what liquid profiling is allowing the Kemper to do essentially is create a profile that you can model. So to give a bit of an example for this, I'm sure anyone who's been on the Kemper forums and has been nerding out over this for ages will be aware, but this is just for anyone who isn't. Kemper for ages has had a situation where you have the profile itself. However, if you want to make any changes to this profile, so you want to increase the middle, the treble, the bass, you are increasing ultimate middle, ultimate treble, and ultimate bass. To give you essentially an example of how extreme these Kemper sounds are, if I increase the gain to max, we have a lovely little ball of sound there. If I reduce it all the way, then we have a lovely little completely clean sound, and in the mix of there, the profile is there? I don't know. Kind of. And then you can increase the bass, middle, and treble, and it is like essentially just having a graphic EQ and going. Ugh. The thing that Kemper's always had going for it is your profiles are great. Like, they sound so close to the real amp, it's actually nuts. But the downside to it is obviously, if you try and make any changes to that, you are, within reason, kind of affecting the entire sound of your profile if you go too extreme. So the great thing about liquid profiling is it allows you to work within the confines of what that amp would restrict you to. At least that's what I believe the interpretation is. I might be completely wrong. If anyone knows any better, please let me know. From what I've seen, this is what it does, and there's some little nice little effects to it. So I thought today what we could do is I'll show you the difference between the Kemper generic sound and the modelled amp sound. Obviously this isn't as good as if I profiled an amp with the amp model on it. It probably would be a lot more accurate if I did that, but not too interested in accuracy, more interested in kind of whether or not it sounds good today. Accuracy can wait for another time. So this is a Mesa sound, or a Mesa. So I'm going to go for our Mesa amp model, which is, I believe it's an orange channel. So here's what it sounds like. And as you can see there, now it's changed the gain to like 10, so that's max, which is probably right, to be fair. I mean, if you wanted to get a bit more of a beefed up sound, you'd probably be better putting a tube screamer in the front of a Mesa Boogie. At least that's what I've seen from a lot of models. I haven't actually played through a real Mesa Boogie before, so take what I say with a massive pinch of salt. So let's just start by doing what everyone who loves Pantera does and get rid of these. Who needs that? And let's boost these. Maybe the presence is too much. I'm just going to reset the presence. I don't like presence, usually. It's important, but I don't like it. So that's quite a cool sound. I mean, not best sound. I could definitely do with making that a bit better, but just listen to the difference between this and if it was just the Kemper generic. There's a lot of mud in that. There's a lot, and just changing it to this has cut out so much of that mud. And if you try going the other way and boosting the middle, send the treble back to just default. Quite a bit of that honky sound. I don't know why Mesa seems to react better to a bit of a scoop, but that's what I've seen anyway. But this is the Kemper generic. To me, that doesn't sound fantastic. I think this sounds, well, it's not a completely polished sound. It's a pretty good sound. By the way, if I haven't done it already, I need to shout out Brian Hood, who made these profiles. They're really great. This is the Mesa unprocessed one, so it's got a bit more of a rough sound, which I think's probably a bit better for what we're doing today. But let's go a little bit further. Let's try a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier red channel. What's the difference between that and the orange? There's a little bit of a difference there. What's the difference between that? Oh no, there's the difference. There you go, right there. It's got a little bit of a different position for that mid. I can see that'll probably be quite good for leads. That'd be really nice. So now we've kind of like had a look at Mesa sounds. Let's go a little bit further, and I want to try putting an AC30 on it. So we've got a couple of different options. We've got an AC30 normal and an AC30 top boost. I think I'm going to go for the AC30 top boost. I'm so interested to hear how this sounds. So I'm just going to revert all these for starters. Let's just revert. Okay. So as it is right now, it doesn't sound fantastic. Probably a little bit more. That sounds a little bit better. That's a bit more like a... Just max out the gain. That sounds a bit better. Alright, let's try messing around with the treble. That's nice. I just love the AC30 because it's got such a glassy top end. Like if I've got on this guitar, I've got a why can't I speak today? I have a push-pull port, so I'm going to try it on single coils. Or split coil rather. It's great. It's such an acoustically sounding distortion. I love it. Let's try boosting up the bass, see if we can get some of that nice. Oh yeah. Let's try it just on humbuckers. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's so nice. That is very, very cool. Let's see what it's like if we put a cut on it. It's really nice, but that has turned down the amp volume, so I'm just going to boost it by about 2 dB. Maybe a little bit less extreme. Back to some single coils. Let's try it. It's really cool. I love the fact that you can just kind of add that sort of profile to a Mesa Boogie, which is so wrong, but it actually is quite nice. In full honesty, this is what I've been waiting for, just whacking like a Fender reverb, Vibra reverb. Is that Vibra verb? But I'm so bad with my different models of amps. I just want to stick something like that on like a Mesa Boogie or 5150. Just see what that does to it. Oh, let's try this. That is so nice. Why am I losing my mind over this? It's just crazy how nice that is. And again, like, I think I need to bring this up, moving back to the Kemper generic. That is ridiculous to me. What was that? Vibra Verb British. It's so cool. If I turn down the treble. It hasn't even like completely reduced the treble. It's more like it's reducing how the treble reacts with the amp. But it kind of makes sense because it says that the EQ position is pre-amp, so that makes sense. But still really cool. And let's try low bass. That's nice. So yeah, this cleans up as well. Oh, that's a bit more realistic, isn't it? Hang on, let me just turn this down to... I say a bit more realistic. Again, if you turn it all the way down. It's definitely getting louder though, which... I don't know. Is it just me? I usually find that you turn down some valve amps, you're going to get more of a louder sound because there's less compression going on. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, but... Obviously, because you haven't got that massive compression with the gain increase. That's nice. Let's try an orange. I haven't really messed around with the orange that much. Well, that sounds quite orangey. Gonna have to give it that. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't played through a lot of different valve amps, but you know, I went to music uni, so I played through some oranges. I played through some oranges in my time, and that feels like an orange. It really does. I don't know if I like it, but it feels like an orange. I don't want to diss orange too much. Make really good amps, but I just don't know if they're entirely my style. Their cabs are fantastic though. Ah, Plexi. Plexi is the boy. I love Plexi sounds. It's just the treble that you get out of it. I've picked the British one, but let's try the normal. I'm just going to mess around with this bass and see what difference it makes. I'm going to I'm going to put it on the bass pickup, strum the bass strings, and just increase and decrease the bass rapidly. See what difference that makes. interesting. And without. It's really interesting because it's definitely made a difference, but you can hear that there's a lot more bass in it. But it's not that. I don't feel like it's that dramatic like it would be with the Kemper generic. Like, listen to that. There's no bass at all with it. With the if I go back onto that, how was it? Plexi normal. There's still bass there. There's still bass. It's still in there. Let's try and do this. See what this does. It's still a sound. How does that work? It's still a sound. It's still a workable guitar tone. That's so fucking funny. Absolutely nothing. No sound at all. Alright, let's turn it up a little bit, see what difference that makes. None. It makes no bloody difference at all. You serious? That's ridiculous. And then, yeah, just bring it back to the plexi normal. Let's see what it's like if I move that over to just the Mesa Boogie. I mean, yeah, there's definitely... That's probably closer to the Kemper generic in the way that reacts, but there's still more of a tone, I feel like, than this. Let's try it. Yeah, there's still more of a tone there. Even though it's still quiet, there's still more of a tone there. There's a lot more mids, there's still some bass. That's just ridiculous. What about the PV? Yeah, it's still there. You can hear that it's still a little bit more there, but if I move this over to just let's try Fender Trem Lux. I've got the bass and treble turned off. They're off. There's no bass and treble there. There's still bass and treble in the sound. It's still loud. It hasn't actually reduced the overall level of the guitar tone, which you'd think it would. I know with the Fender tones it's a little bit different because they exclude the mids, but still, I mean. Still a better sounding tone than just the Kemper generic. And look, honestly, no disrespect to the fact that the Kemper has just generic, like an equalizer and gain. It's still great. It's incredibly powerful. For me, like, I like to be creative with my sounds. I like to just kind of mess around. I like to have some restrictions there. This really is great for the kind of restrictions that are in here. I absolutely love it. In terms of the sound of these overall, they are just fantastic. I'm quite surprised about how great they really sound. I don't think I was expecting them to sound quite as good, but they really do sound great. I don't know how much more there is to say. Seriously, give this a go. The beta is actually surprisingly stable. I haven't had any problems with either of the betas that I've downloaded onto my Kemper. Give it a go, and don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment if you've given it a go and you think that this is as fucking awesome as I do. Let me know what your favourite thing to do with this is. I seriously want to hear it. Send me some videos if you want. Just send me them over. I'm on Facebook and Twitter. I will link everything down below. Just go and send me a message. I want to see what you guys are doing. So yeah, thanks for watching, and please subscribe and like, and I promise there will be another video next week. Bye bye.